Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Now, if you were with me on our first call, that was last week, Part to Mastery, we've already begun the journey of recognizing our patterns and stepping into our power. And today we are going to go deeper. Because, here's the thing you can know all the strategies, you can understand your triggers, you can even see your patterns clearly. But if you're still running the good girl programming in the background, you'll keep hitting some invisible walls. So, how many of you have good girl programming running in the background? Just type in yes in the chat. Like, I am the biggest good girl, like all my life, biggest good girl. Okay. In today's call, the Good Girl Detox, we're going to identify and release those deeply embedded beliefs that keep us small, compliant, and exhausted from trying to be everything to everyone. Now, we are in the middle of this three-part series, and there's a reason why this call comes second, because first you need to see your mastery potential. Now we are clearing out what's blocking it. And then in our final week, which is next week, we'll talk about the frequency of safety and we'll anchor you into a new way of being where your peace comes from within and not from external validation. But right now, we're going to look at those incredibly it's a difficult work. We're going to look at those stories that we've been carrying, the ones that whisper, don't be too much, don't rock the boat, your worth depends on how well you serve others. Like, how many of you have this? Like, I've seen all the healers pretty much have this, and that, leads you to over giving as compared to what you're getting back. Okay. So today we are going to challenge every single one of those lies. Now, again, I invite you as I'm speaking, and if there is something which is kind of triggering you, which is like, saying to you, oh, yeah, this is my thing, just write it down quickly in your paper, because then we're going to include it in the TAT session. So, are you ready to stop apologizing for taking up space? Are you ready to trust your voice and honor your boundaries? And remember that you don't need anyone's permission to be fully, authentically you. If you are, then let's begin your detox. Now, before we begin, what I want to invite all of you is what is the first thing, or what are some of the things that come up for you when you kind of hear about this, the Good Girl Detox? Anybody wants to share, like really quickly in one sentence, what came up for you when you hear the words Good Girl Detox? Anybody? Or you can even type it in the chat if that's what helps you. So, or what does good girl detox mean to you? Anyone
Uh,
wants to share?
Always been a good girl, and I took such pride in being a good girl till I realized it wasn't working for me.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay.
I didn't quite know how to get out, though I'm much better now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, being more myself, more being able to say no to people, which I could not do before, and including myself in my life. I was never there. So, and I hope to take the next step forward with you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. So,
Feeling guilty of saying no. That's mine.
feeling guilty of saying no. Okay, fantastic. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of journaling. So I hope you have your pen and paper handy. And I'm just going to read out certain things to you. As I'm reading out, whatever comes up for you, just quickly write it down. It could be a word, it could be a sentence. You don't need to write big stories or anything like that. But just, writing down that stuff. And then we are going to include everything in the TAT that we are going to do. Okay? So the first one is fear of being too much. Okay. So do you have it? So just you can write fear of being too much. And then here are a couple of questions for you. Write about a time when you dimmed your light, enthusiasm, or opinions to make others comfortable. Okay. So if you can remember any incidents, anything, just write it down really quickly. And what did that cost you? And what would you have said or done if you trusted that your full self was welcome and valuable? So, a time when you didn't speak out, and what did you want to speak out? Just take 1 minute to quickly write it down. You don't have to.
How about if it's just everything, everything? Everything. My entire life was that. That was my entire life.
Okay,
A
good.
fear of being too much.
Fear of being too much. Okay, fantastic.
Sorry, Nilufa, I got late today. So we are doing fear of being too much. We
Yeah.
are clearing.
So you know what? If you join late, then you just carry on from wherever we are doing. Okay. I cannot go back and say the same thing. Okay. Now, the second one, look at guilt around saying no. Okay. So you're doing journaling. So as I say this, write down everything that comes up for you around this. Like, maybe there were times when you said no, and then you felt guilty. If you remember those incidents, just write it down. So explore the messages you received growing up about being good and accommodating. And where did you learn that your needs came last? So who told you that your needs were last and you had to accommodate everyone first? The third one is, pressure to prove your worth. So list all the ways you currently try to earn love and acceptance through doing, achieving, or pleasing. Like those times when we were told as a kid, when we did something, oh, you're a good girl. And when we didn't do something, oh, you're not a good girl. You know, like remember those. And, sometimes we may have also done it for our kids, right?
I don't understand this one. So what is that again?
So, where are you trying to get acceptance by pleasing someone, by
Oh, so
doing
being a
something?
pleaser.
Yeah,
Got it.
being a pleaser. Like you're looking for external validation, basically.
Nilofer, if I don't please others, they will not be friends with me.
Okay, good. That's a good one. Write it down. Okay. The next one is about your voice. So, what truths have you been swallowing? What conversations have you been avoiding? So, write down everything you've been wanting to say but haven't dared to. So, what is something that you've been wanting to speak out and just have not been able to? The next one, your boundaries. So imagine that you have a magic wand, right? And you could instantly create healthy boundaries in your life. What would change? What would you say yes to, and what would you say no to? And how would your life be different? Okay, the next one, self-trust. Okay. Think about something, a decision or a choice you have to make. So, are you waiting for others' approval before you will make that choice? And you know, if you have your wise self, your voice of intuition, what does your intuition already know? And what is that doubt which is kind of conflicting with your inner knowing? Okay, and now a really important one, because we want to actually clear generational good girl patterns that we have. So think about your lineage. And the good girl pattern, it's not restricted to just women. It's also coming, the men also have it, because here's the thing, we've been male, we've been female, we've had multiple lifetimes on this planet. So we carry both, right? So where in your lineage have you got these patterns from? So, if you can think about, like the moment I said something, if something popped into your head, write it down. We are also looking at our generations from where we have brought these patterns. Like my current craze has been to watch Chinese dramas. And, really, I see such a huge culture of, good girl there. Like, do everything according to what your parents or your elders tell you. I mean, in the olden days, I've been watching historical dramas, right? So in the olden days, they were actually punished by law if they did not follow what their parents had to say, you know. And we all, whether we've been Chinese or not, from some of our older cultures, we carry those, right? So, where, just when I say where in your generations are, is the root of that, the good girl patterns, like even energetically, if you get a hit of it, just whatever word describes that energy, you can write it down, or you can just write down generational root cause of the good girl patterns, because that's what we're going to include in our tax session today. Okay. So, a disclaimer before we begin. This session is being recorded and may be used for educational or promotional purposes on YouTube and social media platforms. By choosing to stay in the session, you acknowledge and give your consent to be included in the recording. If you're not comfortable being visible or identifiable, you're welcome to keep your camera off and change your display name as needed. Your healing and privacy are fully respected. Okay. So great. Everyone has written down stuff which has come up for you. So we are going to begin the healing session today once again. And we begin, as always, by having this basket in the middle of the circle. And this circle is formed by everyone who is live on the call today and who is going to be listening to this in the future. So imagine that we all are sitting in a circle. There is a basket in the center, and everything that you have written down, energetically place that paper in that basket. Okay. And so the beauty of this is, we are working in a group, and energetically, we are including each and every one who is live on the call, who is listening to the call in the future. We are including everyone. So, whatever you have written down in your paper, everyone is including it in their session. So, like, the healing is magnified 1000 fold, literally. Okay. And the process that we are going to use is called TAT, Tapas Acupressure Technique. And what I love about this is the mind body connection. It's not just talk or mental cognitive kind of therapy, but we are also using the body, we are using the meridian systems in the body. So wherever all these patterns, thoughts, feelings, emotions are stored in our body, when we activate the meridian systems, we are not only kind of clearing it in our mind, we are also clearing it in our body. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands in what I call as a tat pose. And this pose is what engages the body, what includes the body. And that's why the healing is so deep and so profound. Okay. And what you're going to do is your ring finger and your thumb, you're going to hold it like this. And the middle finger goes to the center of the forehead, and the other hand goes to the back like this. Now, this is one way of holding the pose. Another way of holding the pose is just hold your hands in front of your eyes and another one at your nape. So this could be touching your eyes, it could be away from your eyes, both are okay. And the third way is just hold your hands like this and imagine your head in between your hands, and this works too. You can also include someone you want in the healing as well. That works too. Okay. Now, before we begin the actual session, I want everyone to just write down in a sentence how you're feeling. Like, how are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling in your mind? Just write it down in a sentence. You don't have to share it unless you do want to share it. That's fine. Just write it down on your paper. And on a scale of 0 to 10, we're going to look at, the sense of ease and peace in your mind and also relaxation in your body. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, what number would you give it? Ease and peace is 0, and relaxation in your body is 0. And 10 is where, you're having a very chaotic mind, and 10 is where you have a lot of intensity in your body. Okay. So write down those two numbers for mind and body before we begin. Okay. Everyone has that. So now let's begin. We are going to do the stopper thoughts first. So just put your hands in the pose. I'm going to read out the stopper thoughts. These are like negative thoughts about, this healing not working. So this will never work for me. This protocol is too easy to be of any value. It might work for other people, but not for me. This issue is too big for this protocol to help. Nothing can change this. Nothing else has worked for this, and this protocol won't either. And just relax for a moment. And now switch your hands so the hand which was at the back comes in the front and vice versa. the intention of this session. This healing is on behalf of me, my family, my ancestors, all parts of me, my conscious and subconscious mind, all points of view I've ever held, every manifestation of my being in all times and all dimensions, all beings involved, and all beings who would like to benefit from this healing. This healing will happen safely and easily. Switch your hands. This protocol is easy and could work and be of great value. I now choose to accept life, love, help, and healing. And relax. Okay. So now, we are actually going to actually start the steps, and everything that you have written down and put it in the basket, we are going to call it as this. So when I say this, it includes everything that everyone has put in the basket. Now, many times as we go through the process, you will find that other things will pop in your awareness. So quickly, you can just make a note in your paper. Okay, just keep writing it down in your paper, whatever comes up for you. Okay, as we are going through the process. Okay. And you might find that sometimes, your numbers might increase because suddenly, stuff that was very deep down is coming up, and that's okay. Uh, you know, um, that's fine. Uh, it's just part of the process. Okay, so put your hands in the pose. Everything that led up to my resonating, identifying, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. This happened. It's over. I'm okay, and I no longer resonate, identify, or connect with this. And relax for a moment. You can, sip some water if, you feel like that. But actually, I would say just drink some water.
Can I say something, Nilufer? I just had a moment.
Sure, go ahead.
So when we were writing this stuff down, I wasn't thinking, I couldn't think of, I knew the feelings, but I couldn't think of incidents. And when we were just putting the hands in the pose, like this flood of memories came up. And then when we switched, they dissolved. But this flood of memories just whoosh came through me. I just remembered like about 10 things. I wrote down the feelings, but I couldn't remember the memories. So that was very interesting.
Isn't that amazing? And that's what always happens when we do this. You'll just have all this stuff coming out, and the beauty of being in a group like this is that because it's the collective energy of everyone, it just will dissolve really quickly. Okay? All
Yes.
right. Thanks for sharing that, Shifra. All right. Put your hands in the pose again, and I'm going to, use certain statements and, just allow those things to kind of come up and release for you. Okay. So, fear of being too much. The times when you dimmed your light, enthusiasm, or opinions to make others comfortable. What did that cost you? And what would you have said or done if you trusted that your full self was welcome and valuable? Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. This fear of being too much happened. The times when you dimmed your light, enthusiasm, and opinions to make others comfortable. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. So, the reason why I say this while holding the pose is that it just brings up all that stuff. And as you're holding the pose, it also dissolves, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs around that will kind of go away. Like, to put it in a very simple way, this is one of the most elegant ways I have found of, just melting things, melting your points of view, melting your emotional charge around things, okay? And if something is coming up for you in a strong way and you want to speak, you can just unmute yourself and speak. Put your hands in the pose again. Guilt around saying no. What are the messages you received growing up about being good and accommodating? Where did you learn that your needs came last? And think about all the times when you felt guilty about saying no to something. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with guilt around saying no happened. Switch your hands. Guilt around saying no happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax for a moment. Take a sip of water. It's heavy energy. I mean, these are like such heavy patterns that we carry.
Heavy memories.
Yep, yep, exactly. Okay,
Nilufer, can I say something?
yes.
A lot of this thing about sex is coming up, like sex is bad, good girls, like that whole thing in India you have.
Okay,
Oh,
good. So,
I don't want to just say India, but you
yeah,
know,
good. So just write down whatever is coming up for you, okay? All right. Put your hands in the pose. Pressure to prove your worth. All the ways you try to earn love and acceptance through doing, achieving, or pleasing. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. I no longer resonate, identify, and connect with pressure to prove my worth. Did that thing around sex, did it change through this through this round, or is it
Yeah,
same?
it's gone down slightly. Yeah,
It's
not gone fully, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
it will continue to go down. That's the beauty of it. Whatever comes up, just write it down and
yeah.
slowly, it will just dissolve. Okay. Put your hands in the pose. Your voice. What truths have you been swallowing? What conversations have you been avoiding? What are some things you've been wanting to say but haven't dared to? Everywhere your authentic voice is locked up. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. This happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax. Now put your hands in the pose again and think about boundaries. What are the things that you would like to say yes to? What are the things that you would like to say no to? What stops you from saying yes and what stops you from saying no? Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened. It's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And relax for a moment.
I had another big thing come up. So I
Sure.
realized I lived a large portion of my life making sure other people were happy and I made them happy and I didn't take me into consideration at all. I didn't worry about me being happy, me liking me.
Mhm.
I just wanted other people to like me and make them happy. Now, it's been many years since I've had that at a full 10. I think I've been living at that like at maybe a 5 or a 4. But when we just did that, I'm getting chills all through my body. I think this is dissolved.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, because it's about pleasing me and me for once.
Yeah, it's about choosing you. Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing that, Shifra. Let's go to the next one. Put your hands in the pose. Self-trust. Do you trust you? Or are you always seeking the approval of others? Do you have your wise inner self, which is in conflict with your doubting mind? What does your intuition already know? Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with all this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over. I'm okay. I can relax now. And I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. And just relax for a moment. Just relax.
Nilofer, I want to run away from this session. So
Yeah,
much is coming up.
yeah, exactly. So, like, how much do you have that you've never really looked at, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk about self-abandonment. So, how many of you have self-abandonment? So, put your hands in the pose. Everywhere you have self-abandonment, and everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this happened, it's over, I'm okay, I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. How is it now, Mamta? Better, worse, or the same?
Actually, for this class, I had to tell my dad, no, that I cannot take you to the club because I have a class. I
Ah,
think first time I put myself in the front and
okay,
said no. And tomorrow also I cannot take him. I said tomorrow also I cannot take you.
okay, good. So, but that thing, the charge, is it better, worse, or the same? You said you wanted to run away from this. So
Yeah,
how?
I'm just taking the time. When is the class getting over? When is the class getting over? Because
Okay,
so
so
much
now
is
how?
coming up.
How is it now?
It's still there. I would say 7, 6.
Okay,
It's
but
less.
it changed. Okay, good.
It's
Okay,
yeah.
put your hands in the pose, everyone. Everywhere you carry generational people pleasing and self abandonment. And everywhere this originates or this was seeded in you from your ancestral lineage. Everything that led up to my identifying, resonating, and connecting with this happened. Switch your hands. All this generational people pleasing and self abandonment and seeding in my lineage happened. Everything, all this is over. It's I'm okay. I can relax now, and I no longer identify, resonate, and connect with this. Ooh, that one was heavy. I mean, could you see how much of resistance that was there? I was like, I couldn't even speak those words. It was just getting very intense. But how many of you actually felt that thing clearing from your generations? Who felt that? Just write it in the chat. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So, as you can see, and especially for people who've been attending these sessions, over the course of a few weeks, this is not like a one-time experience. The real magic happens when we are together, we do this together because everyone holds the intent of healing for everyone else in the circle. And that's the power of the group. Like your healing accelerates my healing accelerates your healing. And, over the period of the last 8 or 9 weeks, people who've been attending regularly have seen a lot of shift that has occurred. And that's why I want you to invite you to continue this journey with me in the healing circle. It's just $11 per month, and it's a space where we do this like every alternate week. And the collective intention is the magic key that unlocks the transformation for all of us. Okay? So now, once again, put your hands in the pose and we'll continue for the remaining steps. All the communications and connections related to this are completing now. Switch your hands. All the places in my mind, body, and life where this has been stored are healing now. Switch your hands. All the origins of this are healing now. And relax. So, if something is still remaining about the generational people pleasing and self-abandonment and all these patterns coming from your lineage, like this origin step is handling that. Okay? Now put your hands in the pose again. I forgive everyone who hurt me related to this and wish them love, happiness, and peace. Switch your hands. I apologize to everyone I hurt related to this and wish them love, happiness, and peace. Switch your hands. I forgive everyone I blamed for this, including God and myself. And just relax for a moment.
My head feels very clear.
Okay, fantastic. And how was it before we began?
Confused.
Confused. And what number would you give that confusion?
Oh, I wrote it down. I was at a 7 in my body and in my mind.
Okay, fantastic.
And now I got a 0.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, put your hands in the pose again. All the parts of me that have been involved in this are healing now. Switch your hands. Whatever is left about this is healing now. Okay, now is the fun part. This is the part at which, we make the choice statement. Okay, so I choose to be my authentic self. Yes. Anybody else has anything that they want to add?
I choose to be an empowered woman. I
Uh,
choose to choose myself.
I choose to be my authentic self. Um,
I
I
I,
choose to
choose
have
to
my
say
own
no
beliefs.
lovingly.
I choose myself
I
over
choose my
others.
own beliefs.
So here's the thing, when you say I choose my own brilliance, it's like, you're kind of sending a signal of like, only if I'm brilliant can I choose me. Are you willing to choose yourself no matter what? I choose myself no matter what. That's the one you want to aim for.
What about I choose to be empowered? Sometimes we feel like helpless victims.
Um, uh, you know, that's Yeah, I mean you can do that, but I'm actually just talking things which are more to do with in line with the good girl detox, you know. So that's all I'm writing. But in the choice step, when we hold the step, you can say whatever you want to say. Yeah. You can say, I choose to be empowered, I choose to be free, all of it. But what I'm actually kind of focusing on for today's session is, uh, everything to do with self-abandonment and people pleasing and all of that. Okay? I'm enough exactly as I am. Yeah. So I'm actually writing this down, so then I will read it out. And let's see
I
what.
love that one. I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I am enough exactly as I am. Um, I choose to have healthy boundaries and say no with ease. How about that one? What else? I I trust myself and have my own back. How about that one? You know, a lot of us, just mute yourself if you are talking to someone. I trust myself and have my own back. A lot of people, they want others to support them. They want others to have their own back. But what if you could have your own back? Yeah. Um, I allow my authentic voice out in the world. I'm going to you can I'll put it in the Zoom chat. I'll also put it in the WhatsApp group and the Facebook Messenger group, this thing. So you can have it with you. Okay. All right, so now let's put our hands in the pose. So I'll first read out the one I've written here, the complete one. And then later, I'll also give you a little time where you can read out your own choice statement. So these are the ones which are kind of talking directly to the topic of today's session. Put your hands in the pose. I choose to be my authentic self. I choose myself over others. I choose myself no matter what. I am enough exactly as I am. I choose to have healthy boundaries and say no with ease. I trust myself and have my own back. I allow my authentic voice out in the world. And now switch your hands and you can say your own choice statement. Okay? So just say your own choice statement. Now, for those of you who would like to join the healing circle, I've put the link again in the Zoom chat. And you know what? I have an amazing gift for all those people who join before the 1st of July. And this is a bonus call that I will be doing, and it's going to be available only to those people who join before the 1st of July. It's only for those people who join before July 1. And this is clearing generational money blocks. So, like today, we cleared generational abandonment and people pleasing patterns. In that, we are going to go through a few money blocks and we're going to clear those generational money blocks. We will uncover and clear inherited money patterns passed down through your lineage, the kind of blocks that keep abundance just out of reach no matter how hard you try. You'll walk away with freedom from unconscious scarcity, clarity on what's yours versus what was never yours to carry, a new energetic blueprint for wealth that supports not just you, but your future generations as well. And this session will shift your entire relationship with money. And I created this specifically as a thank you for all those who are choosing to join before uh, July 1. Okay, so that's the amazing thing we have. Okay, so now, as just before we finish up our session, I want you to tell me, how does it feel in your body now? And how does it feel in your mind? So, how were you feeling before we began this session, and how are you feeling now? You can either put it in the chat, or if somebody wants to share, you can just go ahead and share it. Anybody wants to share? How did you feel before, and how are you feeling now?
Well, I felt this like, well, I felt relaxed, but still a little stress in my mind and body. It just wasn't completely in sync. And now I have like this excitement inside of my body. Like I'm excited to go be my authentic self, even with more clarity and comfort, if that makes any sense. I just feel more comfortable. Um, I feel more comfortable. Yeah, just being me.
Yeah, fabulous, fabulous. Isn't it like, how much energy is expended in us trying to be something that we are not? So we are trying to hold on to these patterns. And then when you let go of that and, you just release yourself from all that burden, suddenly, you will have clarity in your mind. And, did you notice that you start to see a bit clearer? Like suddenly everything appears bright around you, right? So fabulous.
Yes,
Thanks for sharing that, Shifra.
you're
And
welcome.
hold on, let me see. There are others also who are saying, let's see. Just holding the poses is so relaxing. I was angry. Now I feel open and relieved. Body is much more at ease, lighter. Feel less stressed and no headache. Feeling lighter in the mind. Just holding the pose. Definitely lighter. Looking forward to exploring more. This is just the beginning for me. Yes, for sure, Bina. For sure. So, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find a playlist of all the previous healing circles that we did. And I invite you to, just take one every day and do it. Just do one a day. Don't do more than one a day. Okay. One a day is just enough. Okay. So that's like having a healing session. But also try and do it at a time when you do have time. So sit and write down whatever you're feeling. And in most of those sessions, I will give you those are for specific topics, and I give you the exact journal prompt to use. So do your journaling and then get into the session, and it just changes things. Okay, now let us do the integration. So, we deleted stuff, then we put in the new stuff with the affirmation that we use with the choice step. And now we're going to save everything. This is called the integration step. So put your hands in the pose. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. Switch your hands. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. Put your hands on your ears. This healing is completely integrated now with my grateful thanks. So, as we close this call, again, I want to leave you with an invitation to the healing circle. It's just $11 per month. We are going to have calls every alternate week. And it's just, a place where we come together live, we regulate the nervous system, we clear emotional weight, and we go back to who we really are. Okay? So, I would love to have you in the healing circle. If you join me, would be fantastic. And even if you don't, I still have one more call coming up next week. And this one is called the frequency of safety. You see, there are many things that we choose not to do because we are afraid. And this fear makes us avoid those things. And we have the fear because our nervous system is in the state of flight, fight, or freeze mode. It's that age-old response of our body to fear. So when our body feels safe, that's when, you are more relaxed, you are, being yourself, like everything that you experience today. But in next week's call, we're going to go deeper into, the frequency of safety and what does being safe in your body and mind look like for you. So come for that call as well. And of course, if you would like to be a part of the healing circle and also join the bonus call, Clearing Generational Money Blocks, then this is for you. And absolutely, only those people who sign up before July 1 will get that call. Nobody else will get that call. So thank you,
Do you know
everyone.
when that call will be? Do you know when that call will be? The
Uh,
bonus?
not right now. I will let you know. It will probably be after the 15th of July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not right now because I'm traveling a little bit. Yeah.
Nilufer,
Okay.
I had put a query to you on your direct WhatsApp
Yeah,
message
yeah.
about.
Just WhatsApp me if you have any queries about
No, no, I had.
the
You have
payment.
not replied to it. Can you just reply
Yeah, sure.
regarding the payment? I want to just do it in the
Sure.
Indian this
Sure. So
confirm it.
thanks
I can.
everyone, and see you next week. The frequency of safety. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Nilüfer. Bye.
Thank
Thank you.